You're watching ABC 27 HD's Hometown Sports with Sports Director Brad Dalton.
Florida State men's basketball team returned to their winning ways over the weekend by topping Miami 64-59. It was actually one of the few times this year that Florida State was outscored in the paint and out-rebounded for the game. For the Noles, they were able to pick up the slack in some other ways, shooting a very impressive 46% for the game. Bernard James led the way for the Garnet and Gold as he tied a new career high with 18 points. Michael Snare and Ian Miller also reaching double figures, leading a much improved FSU defense on the perimeter. Alexa DeLuzio became the 27th Seminole to score 1,000 points in her career, but it wasn't enough to help Florida State get past Duke on Sunday. Certainly wasn't for a lack of effort on the Noles' part. The problem was the Blue Devils just didn't seem to miss any of their shots in the second half. The loss evened up FSU's overall record at 13-13 while dropping the Noles to 5-7 in conference play. Florida State baseball team put on a show on Sunday afternoon during an open scrimmage. The Noles showing that they're ready to open up the season coming up this weekend. Nole fans, though, you're going to make sure you want to pick up a program for the opening weekend because there are a number of new faces taking the field, especially on the pitcher's mound. Head coach Mike Martin releasing his pitching rotation, and true freshman Brandon Leibrandt will be starting on opening day Friday. The remainder of the weekend staff will feature sophomore Peter Miller, who saw just very limited action last season, and another freshman in Mike Compton. The FSU softball team got off to a little bit of a slow start to their season on Friday, needing extra innings against Stephen F. Austin. But when the Noles got rolling, there was just no stopping them. Florida State finishing off the Seminole Classic with back-to-back 8-0 games to take the tournament title. In the finale, freshman pitcher Lacey Waldrop tossed 5 no-hit innings against Ole Miss. Now, the coaching staff really couldn't ask for much more from these very young Noles to start off the season. Up next, though, a very big test as FSU travels to take on LSU tomorrow.
You know, this is like a postseason feel. You go and play these kind of games against the SEC in their park, so we got to get on the road and do that. And I think that's going to be a good mark to see where we're at this early in the season and the progression that we've made in the last 3 days. We're definitely ready for this.
And that's going to do it for your Sunrise Sports. Let's head back over to the news desk.